there have been tons of rumored characters, both new and returning, that are supposed to be in the upcoming Scream 5 film. Now, most of these rumors, if not all, are just people's theories and wants as far as characters or actors they love. Some of these rumors have been sparked by social media posts, others just caught on due to YouTubers posting their ideas. I figured it would be a great video to make, a sort of ranking all of these rumored characters by most realistic and also explaining the rumors and what I think the likelihood is. So, here are 3 rumored characters broken down and ranked from least likely to likely. As always, join the discussion and let me know what you think, and tell me if you agree or disagree. Before we get started, hit that like button. It lets me know that you enjoy these types of videos and that you want to see more. Subscribe to the channel, followed by the bell notification so you never miss an upload, and let's get into it. Number 3. Stu Macker. So, Stu Macker has been rumored to return to the Scream franchise pretty much since the announcement of Scream 5. And a quick little fun fact for you all, Matthew Lillard, who plays Stu, was actually in Scream 2. He was in the background of the sorority party. And of course, since then, people have believed Stu is alive ever since. What it really was in a nutshell, Lillard was on and around the set at the time of filming, and was asked if he wanted to be a background character as a little Easter egg for fans and just for some fun. So no, that wasn't Stu secretly stalking Sydney. If you want me to dedicate a video explaining and breaking down the whole Lillard cameo, and Stu maybe as a what could have been, then comment Stu down below, and if this gets 100 Stu comments, I'll dedicate a whole video to it. Because I only want to create videos you all want to see and will really enjoy. But back to Stu and Scream 5. The rumor started when Lillard did several Scream interviews, alluding to the fact that Stu might not be dead, and as he put it, it was only a TV. This obviously caught fans' attention, and all the theories broke out like wildfire. Then we got a set leak showing what appeared to be Stu Macker's home in Woodsboro. Again, continuing to rage that Stu fire. Yes, it is entirely possible that Stu survived the ending of the original Scream and could return to take revenge on Sidney, Gale, and Dewey. It is, though, very unlikely, and why this is number 3 on this list. Let's assume Stu did survive. We have had 3 movies since Stu was revealed to be Ghostface, and 0 mentions of him at all. If Stu survived, he would have been arrested, sitting in prison or a mental hospital all this time, and yes, the timelines of his release would make sense and add up, but then why wouldn't there be any mention of him? If Stu survived, Sidney and the others would have known about it, especially given Dewey's presence in law enforcement, and now that he's the sheriff of Woodsboro, yet no one ever mentioned or discussed his survival. And of course, they could somehow tie it in, especially given the fact that there's supposed to be flashback sequences in Scream 5. I just think it would be unlikely and would really take away from what they're trying to do with this new Scream, and that's creating that new direction in trilogy. Having Stu just randomly surviving and making an appearance as Ghostface out of revenge would just kind of be random. If he escaped somehow and was hiding somewhere, again, it would be random and extremely unlikely. Something that big would have been mentioned at some point, or there would have been some elements in previous Screams to kind of tie it all together. But there just isn't. Perhaps he's not a Ghostface, but reformed and helped Sidney in the end. But the whole film is alluded to be a killer. There is definitely a story and direction that they can do with Stu. Again, though, it would really just take away from the other characters and would really become the focus of Scream 5. The new Scream is a sequel and will continue the story of the OG 3, but I doubt they would add such a huge element to Scream 5 and would much rather build their new group of characters, tying them into the OG cast. I think it's safe to say Stu Macker will not be returning to Woodsboro in Scream 5. If we see Stu in Scream at all, it'll likely be during those flashbacks. But I've been wrong before, so let me know what you think down in the comments. Number 2, Kirby Reed. Kirby Reed immediately caught the attention and won the hearts of many Scream fans. She was the sort of new generation Randy. But unfortunately, just like Randy, she met her end at the hands of Ghostface. Kirby's death wasn't fully shown, causing fans of the character to believe she didn't really die. I mean, even Wes Craven said the end result of Kirby's death wasn't shown deliberately to keep fans guessing. So, of course, with the announcement of Scream 5, many people speculated Kirby's return. This theory, like another on this list, came from social media. Several posts and pictures of Hayden Panettiere, who plays Kirby, was spotted in the area of filming. This, however, doesn't mean that she'll be in the upcoming Scream film. It is possible that she survived her attack, but then why continue to stay in Woodsboro? I mean, she had plans to leave Woodsboro before, so why wouldn't she get out after being the target of Ghostface? Scream 5 will have a 10-year time-lapse included in the film, so it's very likely Kirby would have moved on with her life and have a career or a family outside of their hometown of Woodsboro. If that's the case, then how do you get Kirby back into Woodsboro? Perhaps, maybe she's a Cotton Weary type character from Scream 3. She was beloved as a character just like Cotton, and perhaps Scream 5 opens up showing Kirby in her new life and home. She is attacked and ultimately killed. I mean, Cotton opened up in Scream 3 and people were excited to see him, and they were devastated when he died. But it really got people talking, and that's the point. So it's something that they could take from Scream 3 and recreate in Scream 5. See, writers can always create reasons or justifications as to why a character is in a film. Kirby's death wasn't completely shown, so it wouldn't be hard to convince an audience why she's in Scream 5. Again though, I think it's just very unlikely. Much for the same reasons I mentioned about Stu, but beyond that, this seems more of like a fan-created rumor. One that wasn't really created till after Scream 5 began filming. And movies have taken pieces from their audience, and could easily have Kirby in a short role. But nothing beyond that really. If that's the case, the creators of Scream 5 are honestly better off just letting the stands of Kirby's survival, believing she's living a happy life somewhere away from the massacre in Scream 5. But what do you think? Do you want Kirby to be in Scream 5? Let me know down in the comments below. And our number 1 is Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez is a star and has a huge following of fans. She would of course be a welcome addition to Scream 5, and many rumors have circulated that she will be. These rumors started on social media when she followed pretty much the entire cast of Scream 5 around the same time, as well as an exchange with Courtney Cox expressing to each other their excitement to work together. That post was of course immediately deleted, and with the post deletion, that just ramped up the rumors and people's speculation that it all but confirms that she will be in Scream 5. I mean, why else delete the post, unless that was the reason and the producers didn't want it leaked? Well, it's very possible that the post was deleted because Cox and Gomez were working on a project completely unrelated to Scream. Or maybe they had plans for Gomez's involvement, but it wasn't confirmed and just an idea. I mean, just because she followed the cast and said she was excited to meet Cox doesn't mean that she's undoubtedly involved in Scream 5. Again, perhaps that was the writers' and producers' plans, but plans change and things fall through. It's a possibility Selena was originally under the impression she would be in Scream 5. There were rumors in the beginning that she would play Sam Carpenter, Tara Carpenter's sister in the film, played by Jenna Ortega. Well, we now know that Sam Carpenter is played by Melissa Barrera. So Selena may not be in Scream 5 anymore. This all happened before the cast was announced, and Selena may not have gotten a role or any role at all. That being said, obviously this is number 1 because I think it's the most likely, if not will happen. If it does though, I think it'll be more of a Drew Barrymore type role. A huge name that people know and love. You see her in the opening scene or somewhere in the beginning and think she has to be an extremely important part to this film, but is ultimately killed off rather quickly. The reasoning for this is the stature in which Selena Gomez has. It would make it very difficult to not make her a lead or one of the main focuses. we already know that the focus is around the two sisters, Tara and Sam Carpenter, neither of which are played by Selena Gomez. On top of that, I think if Selena had a prominent role in some capacity, we would have likely heard about it by now. Selena being in the film as a sort of supporting character or co-main character would likely have been confirmed already. She's not on any of the cast lists in any way. And yes, they could want that to be a big reveal for the film, but if that's the case, it points to her not having a major role. If Selena Gomez is really in the fifth film, then the Drew Barrymore role makes so much sense. Having a huge name that gets people talking and excited to see the film is ultimately killed will really have people buzzing and sort of sets the tone that no one is really safe, just like the original Scream did. I personally don't think she will be in the film outside of a Drew Barrymore role or a quick one-scene cameo. Like I said, all of this developed early on in the Scream 5 process, so it's likely nothing ever came of it. And Selena Gomez will not be in Scream 5. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. I personally think nothing is out of the realm of possibility in this upcoming Scream 5. Yes, they want to create a new Scream with this new cast and direction, but this is a continuation of the previous films and not a reboot, so they will definitely have characters and elements from the previous Screams in this film. A perfect example is we're getting Martha Meeks, who is Randy's sister and was in Scream 3, although briefly, as well as Dwayne Martin, who is Gail's cameraman in Scream 2, both of which have kids together in Woodsboro. Judy Hicks returns along with the introduction of her son, so they definitely aren't opposed to adding characters from previous Screams. Quick side note, all of these returning characters I've made videos on except for Dwayne, but I'll have a video on him real soon, so be on the lookout for that. Check out the other videos that I've already made, and subscribe to the channel. Now, if I'm being completely honest, these three characters won't be in Scream 5 for reasons I mentioned. They can't have too many characters in this film because it makes it hard to invest into these characters and tell a story. Yes, some of these characters we know, but it's been so long, you can't just randomly throw them in without explanation. It is possible we get a glimpse of these characters in, say, the flashback sequence, but outside of that, I doubt any of these three have a major role. I have been wrong before though, so we will see when Scream 5 comes out in 2022. But, as always, this is a discussion, so join it down in the comments below, and let me know what you think. Do you want or believe any of these characters will return? Do you agree with me or disagree? Also, don't forget to drop Stu in the comments if you want a deep dive into the cameo. I can even discuss different directions or theories that they could have had or went with Stu. So, 100 Stu comments and you have yourself a video. I just want to provide videos that you'll all enjoy and want to see. So if I'm going to put the time in, I want to know that you'll enjoy it. So like this video because it helps me out a lot and it lets me know that you really enjoy these types of videos. Plus, I really appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel, follow with the bell notifications so you never miss an upload. Till next time.